Welcome back to the If I'm Being Honest podcast. I am your host, Dana. If you know me and this is not your first time listening, welcome back. If you are new here, go back and listen to the other episodes. It's a great time. Today's episode is If I'm Being Honest, I've never been happier. This is something a little different. I'm not going to speak too much. I'm going to let y'all get into it. It was so much good stuff in here. It's an interview instead of a panel podcast type vibe. So y'all let me know if you like. There will be probably a lot more of these. I have so many different visions. So let me know. As always, thank you for listening. Shout out to my editor. And yeah, here comes the audio. Guys, welcome back to another episode. Today is something different. Today is an interview. So not the panel, but an interview. Y'all are going to see the different layout on how this is going to go. So today we have Jasny, my wonderful guest, my friend, such a great person. I'm going to let her introduce herself. So say hi, Jas.
Hi guys, a lot of you guys know me. I probably have classes with you guys, or you've probably heard me talk in rooms and never shut up, which that's perfectly fine. I also have the book club, and I'm part of a lot of clubs actually in this school. Last year I was a student announcer, so you probably saw lots of clips of me stuttering. That's also fine. We'll work through it. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say for now.
Okay, so I guess we'll get into it. So today's topic is people pleasing, growth, and communication. So first things first, I want you to tell me, Jas, what's your journey with people pleasing? Start me from the beginning and paint us a picture.
Okay, so growing up, I wasn't really good at making friends. I was constantly being bullied or put to the side a lot. So I ended up creating this habit of people pleasing where I tried my best to make everyone like me and keep everyone happy. And obviously that never worked. There was always someone always upset, or you can never have everyone have their way. So it was always a struggle. And I think now that I'm in high school, I got tired of trying to make everyone happy, knowing that that's never gonna happen. Like, everyone's gonna have their emotions and opinions, and I can't keep everyone sane. They gotta do that on their own. And it took for a lot of my friends, good and close friends of mine, to actually call me out on it. Like, hey Jas, like, I see that you're upset about something, but you're not telling this person you're upset, and you gotta work on that, because you're never gonna feel happy with yourself when you're making everyone else happy and putting yourself last. So it took for other people to tell me, for it to be a realization like, hey, I'm unhappy. Now I gotta put me first and change my ways so I can be happy. And obviously some people are going to be okay with it and others aren't. And you just gotta live with that. Because again, I'm gonna keep repeating this a lot. You can't keep everyone happy.
That's going to be a central theme this whole episode. So you said that people were important to tell you what you were doing. So that means it's something that you didn't realize you were doing, or you knew you were doing it, you just didn't see it was bad.
I felt like I knew what I was doing. I just didn't think it was that bad because I just felt like it was just who I was as a character. I always seem to put other people first. It's my nature. It's what I do. But I didn't see that it was making me so unhappy. And I thought that this was just me trying to be kind. And then I realized this was actually a bad habit that I couldn't stop.
Wow. And I feel like that's something to shed light to, because for so many people that are out there that know that they're doing it, they don't see how bad it is. And so it takes somebody to constantly show them, like you said, to kind of get them to realize for themselves. So can you speak a little bit on how you yourself came to that realization even after people told you?
So after people told me, I still struggled with it a lot, because a thing that I struggle with personally is communication. I love communication. I love hearing what you have to say, but I struggle with talking because I feel like I'm either gonna A, be judged, or B, they're not gonna listen to what I have to say. So I struggled a lot with communicating how I felt, and that became a real big issue for me because I lost tons of friendships due to the fact that I just kept receiving a lot of negative on another friend's side. Meanwhile, I was giving all this positive out, and it took a toll on me because now I felt really lost. I felt like I had no one, and no matter how hard I tried communicating with this person, it felt like it was going through one ear, not the other. Once I started realizing how upset I was about this and how much it was affecting me, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna give them the benefit of that. People can change. Wrong. People cannot change unless you see that they're trying to change, because if they're going to continue walking all over you, then you're giving them the benefit of doubt for no reason. And then again, I was just constantly letting people take advantage of my kindness. I figured out myself how peaceful it was to just have that silent solitude of having 2 people around you, 3 people around you that actually care, aside from having 100 friends that don't care. I'd rather have my 2 to 3 good people. Over the summer, I felt like I only was in contact with at least 2 people, 3 people on a good day, but mainly just those 2 people. And that really made me realize how important it is with quality time. When you really get to know a person and you really click with that person, you end up spending so much time with them that you don't even realize you're spending that much time with them. We could be texting for hours and it feel like minutes. And I felt like that was my biggest realization, that maybe I don't really need all these friends and I don't really need to please everyone because I got what I need already. So once school started up again, and obviously I'm still that very friendly, bubbly person, you can always come talk to me. But once I give in, I don't know how to just set a boundary where I'm like, hey, you can text me, but that doesn't mean all is good and we gotta text every day. So I started putting other people first again, and it became so draining. And I was dreading coming to class because I would have to deal with people that I didn't want to deal with and people I didn't want to talk to. I'm still such a friendly person, but like I was such a people pleaser that I'd be like, yeah, you can talk to me. Yeah, don't worry, I can just finish my work later. And in reality, I really just wanted some solitude. So once I finally started talking with, again, those two people and was venting about it, they obviously spoke to me and they told me that maybe I should just put myself first, and you should always prioritize your mental health and what makes you happy. And me being friendly with everyone did not make me happy anymore. It was draining. It felt like I had no me time anymore. It was just everyone was getting a little piece of me and I didn't have any left for myself. And so I took a step forward with one of my closest friends, Liza. She definitely helped me with this, and I set my boundaries and I started telling people, like, I no longer feel like I want to speak to you every single day, or hey, I need some space, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this. And I set those boundaries with so many people that I started to free myself from all this stress and weight that I had on me that I didn't even know I had. And once the flow really came in and I just spoke again to 3 people a day, I felt so happy. I didn't have to worry about what everyone else was going through. I didn't have to sit here and play therapist all the time. I didn't have to sit here and prioritize everyone else's emotions before I put myself first. I actually got time to relax, get all my work done, and really talk to the people that make me happy, and that felt great. That really did feel good.
So expand on that. You said you're putting yourself first. So what does that look like? Tell me how you practice that daily for the next person who needs to learn how to do that.
So at first it really was hard because, again, I was always the person that would be like, yeah, you can reach out to me, and I would respond in 5 seconds, like, put everything down. What do you need? That was the type of person I was. Middle of homework, middle of studying, middle of anything, really. Oh, this person needs me, boom, texting right back. And then I realized that was slowing me down. I need to do homework, can't do it, I'm in the middle of helping someone. I need to study, can't finish, I'm helping someone. So when I first started responding later, or just saying, hey, I can't talk right now, hey, I'm busy, it started being a lot more easy for me to get myself in pace and really ready to do what I need to do. And I just continue to do that daily. Hey, I'm busy, can't talk right now. Hey, I need to go do something, can't talk right now. Or just in general, hey, I have a busy next few weeks, bear with me, I'll get to you when I can.
Do you think that your lack of boundaries in the past had something to do with how you valued yourself and your own time?
I felt like I continued to put everyone else first, which meant whatever I was feeling would come last. And at the end of the day, I had no time to really deal with it. So it just started to pile up on each other. And I just was in a rut. I was in a rut. It took me a while to get out of bed. It took me a while to get work done. I was getting everything in late. I was just unmotivated because I was giving all of my motivation to everyone else. I just no longer could take it anymore. I genuinely wanted to feel at ease with myself.
How do you think that people around you handled this change?
I did lose a lot of friends. Honestly, I hate saying that, but that meant that they weren't really meant to be in my life, which is okay. There are friends that I do have, like Angie, Dana, Liza, Z. I text them whenever I get the chance to text them. It's not like I must reach out every day and I get mad at them if they don't text me back, or they don't get mad at me when I don't text back. They'll hit me up and I'll answer when I can. And if I answer on the spot, I was probably on my phone. And if I don't answer, they don't argue with me. They don't sit here and post about me. Oh, this girl, she doesn't know how to answer her phone no more, or she's such a bad friend, she doesn't communicate anymore. No, they're more mellow about it. Hey, I know you need your space, or I know it's a busy week, I'm here if you need me, reach out when you can. And I felt like that's what really showed what made a good friend, or who I really need in my life. Because again, there were people who started posting about me. Oh, she's a terrible friend, you shouldn't be friends with her, like, you know, she sucks at communication. Or, oh, it hurts me that I lost her. You didn't lose me, I was just busy. Some people just didn't understand that.
Definitely. I think that's something that a lot of people don't know how to handle when you get used to or accustomed to somebody's constant presence. You know, when they finally learn to put themselves first, even though it's healthier for them, they're used to a different version of you. And so a lot of times it's hard for them to adjust to that. And then you get reactions, like you said. You know, it's something common we see in like codependent relationships, which can be a different topic. I think we talked about that in Angie's episode. Y'all should watch that if you didn't, about what makes a good friend in communication. And she was saying how you have to give them what you have, and that's what matters. You know, know? And so you were giving people what you didn't have back then versus now, you know, you're only giving what you do have. And so that extra effort, extra bending over backwards for people to be satisfied and, you know, oh, I want them to like me. I want them to be my friend. I want them to not be mad at me. I want to be there for them. All that, you're sacrificing yourself. Let's transfer to the next topic. So how do you identify your personal growth? What was a sign for you that, hey, I actually am starting to change. I actually am getting better? Was it something that you felt? Was it something that you did? Was it actually having to say the words no or tell people that you were busy? What was the sign that you started to see yourself transition?
The sign was when I felt the beast. I could wake up and I'm like, I'm not gonna text this person. I'm not gonna sit here and wake up and tend to everyone's needs. I'm gonna wake up, take my time, get ready, and feel good about myself. That was when I realized that I was changing, because I would wake up and I feel this need to immediately attend to everyone. I know I just woke up, but this person texted me. What does she need? This person texted me last night. What do they need? No, I woke up and I was like, I'm putting me first. I wanna go eat a donut, or I wanna wash my face extra hard today. I wanna put a face mask on. That's when I started to realize that I was putting me first, because I no longer felt the need to sit here and attend to everyone. And then again, that's when I started hearing my friends saying, oh yeah, I do see you're changing and like you're glowing. When I heard that, I was like, damn, like I really am changing, because now I have other people also realizing how much better I feel, how much better I look, how much more me I am. You're so bubbly, you're always talking, you're so vibrant, you go up in every room. Like that's when I started to realize I started to put me first, because before I felt like my light was being dimmed. I was constantly, how can I help? How can I make this person happy? Oh, this person's upset. How can I help them? What advice can I give them? Even though I've probably never lived through that, I'm still gonna try my best to understand their point of view and help them. I stopped doing that and I started doing what I needed to do for me, and it brightened me up a lot. And now I get to go to sleep at night and I'm like, no worries. Now I don't have to go to sleep and think, oh, I feel bad. This person's gonna be left undelivered for 20, 10 hours, 100 hours. Doesn't matter. I was always annoyed by that need to constantly reply immediately. And now I'm like, this person can wait. I'll get to them when I get to them. They'll understand I'm busy. Or this person won't be upset because I have finals today. I can't really text that much. They'll be okay with it. And that's when I was like, this is new, this is great, and this is me changing.
Wow, I really like how you said that. I think that's inspirational, because you said that you weren't your true authentic self when you were people pleasing. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize, that you can't be and show up as your full self if you're trying to constantly shut things off that you need in order to show up for the next person. Exactly. Don't pour from a cup no one helps you fill. Oh, that's a bar, Z. That's a bar. You know, Zahara on the panel, she always has something good to say. I love that for you. And you know, as your friend, I remember meeting you last year, Jazz, and I would tell you all the time, you were so very much, oh, it's okay, no, it's fine. And it was like, I remember I used to be mad at you because I'm like, do you not see what you're doing? And then I really had to take a step back and realize, like, you have to make that choice for yourself. You're gonna realize it eventually, and I'm so glad that you did, because like you said, we can all see the difference. You know, we can see the growth. And I feel like, especially with us getting older and coming into new phases of life, it's super important that you find individuality and you find yourself outside of, oh, I'm just a friend that everyone calls when they need, or, you know, I'm the party friend, or I don't really have nothing going on, I just stay at home all day. Like, you know, whatever it is, whatever your niche is, finding ourselves outside of that. And I'm glad that you found that for yourself, Lee. Yeah, Jazz, I'm really proud of you. Next topic, communication. You briefly touched on it, but we'll go deeper. So when you communicate with your friends and say what you need, how does that interaction usually go? And how do you decipher between, okay, this is a person that understands what I'm going through, and this is a person that doesn't? Or this is a person that understands, but I need to tighten up. How do you keep yourself aware of how you're doing while also managing the change?
It really depends not only on my emotions, but really how the other person starts reacting towards it. Once I feel like they're draining me out, and that's just definitely a feeling that you will start to notice immediately. It's no longer an excitement to reach out. It's no longer, oh my God, hi, how you been? It's more like oh, here we go again. She's gonna sit here and rant for 2 hours straight, not even ask how my day was going. That's when you start to peep. This is not gonna work on my end and on their end. Because then once you start to put down those rules, hey, like, we can talk every day and you won't ask me how my day is any day. My grandfather could have died last week and you wouldn't know because you didn't ask. You didn't even ask if I ate today. They'll be like, yeah, but I needed you, so it's okay. But it's really not okay. It's genuinely not, and it's okay for you to say that. You don't have to feel like you're doing something wrong, because at the end of the day, they're stepping all over you. And that's not okay. You have to set that boundary where you're like, I'm not okay with this. And if they can't respect it, then they're not for you. They're not supposed to be in your life. Everyone is in your life for a reason, and sometimes you really got to push people out because they're not supposed to be there. You don't need to allow everyone to be in your life, and that's fine. it really depends on how they react to. I have friends that I text and I'm like, guys, I'm a little stressed right now. I have 3 assignments due, 2 essays I need to write, college applications that are due, and I know you guys are texting, but I kind of need a second. They're like, girl, take your time. Girl, do what you need to do. I'm here if you need help. Reach out when you're ready. And then that's how I know I have my person, because they're not going to sit here and get upset with me or create an excuse on why I should put them first. They're going to obviously understand where I'm coming from and help me. Hey, what can I do? Hey, are you busy? They're going to ask, hey, are you busy? How are you doing? Even if I haven't responded in a week, they'll still come check in. Hey, how are you? That's when I know. That's when you should know, actually, that you have someone good. For an example, I'm gonna just use Angelique as an example. Angie's a very busy person. Angie's always up and about. She's constantly doing something, and yet our friendship still works because we both know how to give each other that space and flow when it's needed. I'm not sitting here texting Angie, you're a terrible friend. I was really upset today and you saw that and you didn't text me. Nope. She'll reach out when she can, and I will respond when I can. And that is perfectly fine because it works for me and it works for her. Now, if I was sitting here and all upset, Angie's not texting me as much, but Angie's going through her own stuff, then I'm like, wait, then I'm the problem here. I'm the one doing something wrong, because if Angie's struggling, why am I upset about that? I should be trying to be as helpful as I can, but also give her space. So what I wanted you guys to realize is, like, it's okay to set your boundaries, even if you feel like you're being selfish. It's okay to be selfish. It's fine. And I'm not saying you have to sit here and be rude and walk on everyone and think you own everything. It's okay to be like, I'm important. I'm choosing me first. I need to do what I need to do for me. Because at the end of the day, it's you living your life, and it's you waking up every day with those emotions and that need and tendencies. You want to make sure that those are all healthy habits and healthy things that you need in your life. Not things that you think make you happy, but things that you actually feel deep in your heart make you happy.
I think that's a powerful message, because I think a lot of times we lose sight of, like, it's not that your feelings are not important. My feelings are important too. It's not that I don't care what you need. I need things too. And you have to find that balance, you know. Speaking of balance, have you ever had that experience recently, now that you're putting up new boundaries and you're very busy and things? Have you ever had that experience where, like, a friend was like, hey, I know you're struggling, I know you're going through a lot, but I feel like we haven't talked in like 6 years, you know, and I kind of really want to reconnect, or they feel some type of way about that? How would you go about that if you haven't had that experience? And if you did, you could let us know.
I actually am going through that experience currently, so this is actually perfect timing to talk about, because this is what I'm personally doing at the moment. I do have a friend, very dear to me, and we were very close at a point, very, very close, like glue. And I just felt like we started drifting when my boundaries stopped being important to that person, and it was never an I'm sorry, I understand I was wrong, let's fix this. It was always an excuse for their actions, not even my actions. Or it was always me apologizing even if I did nothing wrong. And that's when I started to realize I genuinely needed to just put me first. And I need to do what I need to do for me, and that's fine. And currently, I feel like they're not understanding that. And I understand the whole, hey, I reached out 20 times this week and you still haven't responded. But it gets to a point where it's not just a reach out now, it's just a demand. And I don't want to be demanded to text you. I don't want to feel forced to reach out. I don't want to feel forced to even answer back. If you know that I am going through it, or if I'm busy, I'm not going through anything, I'm not in any rut, anything, I'm fine. But if I'm busy and you know this, and I've probably communicated it about 100 times beforehand, and you're still so adamant about me putting my issue aside to hear your issues, or just to sit there and rot all day and send me 10 billion reels that have nothing to do with what I need to get done, then that's when it becomes a problem. Or calling me out during school hours. I texted you. Yeah, I saw. But what does it look like I'm doing? Studying for a test, right? What does it look like I'm doing? My homework, correct? So you sending me 500 reels and needing a response right away isn't gonna work for me. And I've tried communicating that. And instead of it being like a, let me step back, I'm probably doing too much, it became a, let me use this as a, hey, look at me, she's a bad friend. Let me use this as a, I'm the victim, she's doing it again. Even though, again, I have done nothing wrong. And I don't feel like I did anything wrong, which is why I don't feel sorry for her emotions right now. I understand where she's coming from, and I am sorry if I don't communicate as much, but this time I have. I definitely have communicated, and I definitely have continuously said, hey, I'm busy. Hey, I can't reach out right now. Hey, I'm doing something. I'll get back to you when I can. And again, it's just like it's going through one ear, out the other. So right now, I'm choosing myself. If you want to be upset with me, feel out your emotions. I will never invalidate that. You can feel whatever you need to feel. Doesn't mean that it's correct, but it's what you feel. And that's fine. But what you're not going to do is make me feel like I need to take a step back on my self-growth to please you. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You want to be upset? That's fine. But again, How many times have I communicated, I'm busy? How many times have I communicated, I need to do something, or I will reach out when I can? And again, I'm going to circle back to this. Our conversations are not productive, and right now what I need is productivity and more enlightenment. I want to be around people that bring out the best in me and also bring out positivity. And if you're in a setting where you're constantly being told, hey, this is going wrong in my life, and this is terrible, and I feel terrible, everything's bad, then you're like, what am I supposed to do with that? How is that information going to help you? It's not. That person can vent 101 times, and yet their problems are still going to be their problems. It's not yours. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to mend it. You don't have to even give them any advice if you don't have any. And that's okay. I cannot help everyone, and you cannot help everyone. The person you need to focus on helping is yourself. Never ever feel like you need to put everyone's problems first, because at the end of the day, it's their problem, not yours. So I'm tired of feeling like I need to be her therapist. I'm tired of feeling like I need to pick her up again and again, even though my advice means absolutely nothing to her. And that's another thing. If you're seeing a constant repeat of the person saying that they have an issue and you've been there again and again, gave them advice again and again, and yet they put themselves in that situation, it's no longer a mistake, it's a choice. And if they're continuously choosing to put themselves down, you cannot continuously put them up, because they're going to go right back where they started, and you're going to go right back to repeating the same thing over and over again. And it gets tiring, and you start to feel drained, and now you no longer want to do anything because that person has just drained your life out of you, and you don't want that. You absolutely do not want that. It's a terrible feeling, especially when you feel helpless. You feel like you can't help them.
Yeah.
When in reality, that's okay. You can't. There's nothing you can do.
It's the savior complex. It's common in a lot of different dynamics, whether it's the oldest daughter, or whether it's a child that doesn't have as much parental support as they want, or somebody who has a lot of dependence, or anything like that. Parents even end up being like that savior complex, or say you had one person that you couldn't save, so now you want to make up for it by saving everybody else. Whatever it is, it's very common in different dynamics to feel as though you have to try pouring into somebody who doesn't want that help. You know what I mean? So I definitely know what that feels like, and it's a weight. Like you said, he's come from the other side of it. So with that being said, for anyone out there who is struggling to choose themselves, or is in the midst of choosing themselves but are still fighting with the old version of themselves, sometimes they want to give in and listen to the other person's problems, or sometimes they want to compromise on the boundary that they set. What do you tell them when it comes to not going back to your old self?
It's going to be very hard, and you're going to feel tempted a lot. You're going to go down that road over and over again, and it's fine. Trial and error is perfectly fine. You're not going to get it right the first time. Nobody does. I am about to be 18 years old, and about 10 of those years, I probably spent it people pleasing. Probably more. So you're going to continuously feel like you need to do what your heart tells you to do, but in reality, you don't. My heart's constantly telling me, hey, make it right to this person. Make it right to this person. That's just how I work. For an instance, I'm the oldest child. I have 7 siblings. Those are my babies. I take care of them like my own. And I feel like that's why I have that motherly need to always be there for everyone else, because I've done it my whole life. I've raised those kids like my own. And that's not an excuse. It never was, and it never will be. It's a choice. And you have to continue to just choose yourself, because once you feel that fresh air, that breeze on a nice summer day, you don't want to leave. Whatever that memory may be that you love so dearly that you want to go back to, don't go back. There's always something going to be wrong. There's always going to be a feeling that you're going to get. You're constantly going to feel like you need to restart. So restart. Better late than never. That's what I like to tell myself. You need to keep trying to tell yourself, I come first. Look in the mirror and say it 20 times if you need to. Do a Bloody Mary situation. Say it 3 times and she will appear. You need to continuously look at yourself and say, I come first. I come first. I know what I need. I need to choose me. Continue to choose yourself. Even if it's hard, then you need to start cutting what's stopping you. Whatever is stopping you, cut it out of your life. This person makes me feel like I can't choose myself. Goodbye. That person goes. They need to leave. This activity makes me feel like I'm not enough. Goodbye. That gotta go. I know I am enough. I know what I need. You need to start looking at yourself, reflecting. Lots of reflecting. That's another thing. So sorry, I'm cutting myself off. But reflect. As much as you can, reflect. Write it down on a piece of paper. I journal every day. I have a gratitude book, and I like to start my morning with gratitude, end it with gratitude. Journal. Write it down. Put it on your notes app. Say it to a friend. If that helps, say it to a friend. Whatever helps you reflect on your past, do it. So you can look back and reread these moments and be like, I did it. I did what I need to do. I set myself a goal, and I did that. I chose myself. I put myself first, and now I'm happy. And also, you need to start to realize your emotions. Once you get a hold on what you feel, that's when you start to realize what you can and cannot do. Once I peeped, this makes me upset, this makes me happy, obviously, everything that made me upset had to go. And whatever made me happy was what I continued to do. Talking to Angie and Izzy make me the happiest I've ever been. I feel so deep in my soul that I love talking to them so much. I continue to do that. That friend that constantly made me feel like I wasn't enough for them, cut. Where am I now? I'm at peace. I'm okay with myself. And I want everyone else to feel okay with yourselves. You are enough. That's what you need to repeat to yourself. I know it and you know it. You just gotta realize it. You have to really start to believe it. That's that.
How do I follow up after that? Oh my gosh. I guess I'll go here. What's a journal prompt that really helped you that you want to post to the audience listening? And for anyone who does really journal, do the prompt. What's the prompt?
My journal does the same 3 prompts every day. It's I'm grateful for, what would make today great, and a positive affirmation. So every day I do a positive affirmation to make sure that I know and I believe what's true. So today's journal entry, I wrote, take your time, everything will come together, and make sure you work hard. Now, that was just what I wrote today. But before that, I always like to put, I am smart, I can do anything, must have faith in God, He's always with me. You don't have to put God. If you're not religious like that, that's fine. But I try to remind myself little things that I probably forget and I would like to remember that day. So put whatever you feel. You can start with those 3 prompts, or you can just write a journal entry. Hey diary, or hey podcast, this is what I would like to say. On December 11th, I felt this way, blah, 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 blah. I think I should do this, blah, 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 blah. I am grateful for this, blah, 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 blah. And that's fine. And then again, at night, it gives me 2 prompts, good things that happened, and a positive affirmation, or what I learned today. And yesterday, I learned to just take it easy. And the day before that, I learned to just get it done. Be in the moment, just breathe. I write little things to just remind myself what matters. You can write anything that relies to you, whatever you need to hear, whatever you need to say, that's fine. Just start somewhere. It doesn't have to be a long, lengthy paragraph. It doesn't have to be an essay. It doesn't have to be anything. It can be a word. 2 words, just write it down, feel out your emotions, take your time. That's what I want everyone to know. Take your time. As Angelique tells everyone, I'm a crier. I cry immediately. Once I feel an emotion, happy, sad, mad, doesn't matter. I immediately result in tears. So when people put me on the spot and they're like, oh, I heard you were upset about something, talk to me about it right here, right now, I immediately start crying. Don't do that. Don't immediately break down. Don't feel rushed into having to express yourself. Take your time, feel out the emotion, and just breathe. That's it. Just breathe. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna struggle a lot, and that's okay. And that's perfectly fine, because the right people will pick you up. Not 100%, because you gotta do it yourself. This is a self journey, but they will definitely be there on the sidelines like, hey, I see your growth. Hey, you're doing a lot better. Hey, you're struggling again. What's up? Those are the people you need in your life, not the people that are Instagram and be like, you stop texting me. You're a terrible friend. You're the terrible friend. You gotta go. Blocked. Next. Don't be afraid to hit that block button. That's another thing. Please do not be afraid. I know it's gonna be hard. You're gonna feel a little heartbreak. Oh, how sad. I lost a friend. Boo-hoo. They didn't care about you. They didn't care about your needs. They didn't see when you were down that you needed them. But when they were down, they needed you, and you were there. So don't be afraid to hit that block button.
The block button is free, y'all. As we wrap up the episode, tell the people, Jazz, what's next for you in your life? You know, you applying to college. What do you want to do? Career, motion, you starting a business, whatever you have, talk your stuff, advertise yourself. This is your moment.
I'm a senior. I am on my college hunt, and right now I'm going through a little phase where I am so adamant about leaving New York and going somewhere else for school. And some people may agree with it and some people may not. But again, it's my choice, and I feel like my heart is ready to explore. I've always loved traveling. It's always been something I felt happiest doing. But for school-wise, I definitely feel like I'm ready for somewhere new. For new people, for a new era in my life. And I want to continue my self-journey by doing things that make me happy. And if leaving New York is what makes me happy, then so be it. I'm also studying early childhood education. I would love to be a teacher or speech therapist. So I'm probably going to minor in speech pathology. And so I want to incorporate teaching other kids to put themselves first, because I was a kid that had no one and would make friends with teachers. I still do that. I feel like most of my closest friends are the teachers. And I want to be that person for another kid. I want them to feel like, hey, I'm gonna go talk to Miss Hostos. She makes me happy. And I want a kid to feel that way. So I'm definitely going to become a teacher and incorporate a lot of this for my students. Even though they're probably gonna be like 4 or 5, I will still try my best. And if I so happen to run a business one day or be on the runway, which is my dream, you will see me. I'll probably write on a Vogue magazine, hey, I remember when I was in high school, I had a podcast club with Dana and I talked about this. And you guys are gonna look back and like, oh my God, that's the girl who wouldn't shut up. Wow, look how well she's doing.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. That's me in the future, hopefully.
Marking it down in history, y'all. That was Jasny Hostos, future educator, traveler, former people pleaser, reformed people pleaser, future model too. If y'all see her, she's so beautiful. Okay, clock that. General great person. I'm glad y'all learned something from her. Beautiful person inside and out. I'm so glad that she was able to do this interview on the podcast with me. Y'all let me know if you like the interview format. I think Jazz had a lot to pour into the world and tell people. Thank you, Jazz, for coming.
Thank you for letting me have this opportunity. It took me a lot of guts to get here, I'm not gonna lie. It took me weeks to get the guts to talk to you guys. So thank you guys for being patient with me and listening.
Of course. You had so much good stuff to tell everybody. And I'm sure everybody here was able to pull something, one nugget, one gem from something that you said. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And always remember, everything you need is in your DNA.